Well, hey guys, what is up? What is going on out there? Today, Brent Abel here, webtennis.com, with a follow-up to today's episode of What's the Right Shot. And if you've seen that, you know that what I'm about to show you is an overhead. And what I really want to talk about in this follow-up is the importance of fitness. Because, I hate to say this, but I've seen this a couple of times in my career, once in Florida and once in California, where someone who was about to play an overhead, the lob goes up and they back straight up, right? They literally, and it's coached that way. I mean, I used to do this, and once I saw this happen, I said I'm never doing it again. Where the words are, "Hey, you got to back up." Well, if someone literally backs up, where they don't get turned sideways, the chances go way up that you can trip. And if you trip as you're going backwards, I've seen it twice. Someone goes straight down, back of the head is the first thing that hits, and it's not good. So look, the first thing that we've got to get going here with fitness is to make sure that you get sideways and you start sidestepping, right? As soon as you see the lob go up, you get the shoulders turned, and you start sidestepping, as you can see me doing here, right? And this is the position you want to be in anyway to be able to set up for your overhead, as you want to be sideways to the net, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to get out there and grab a practice partner, right? And all you're not going to be practicing the swing. You're not going to be practicing anything other than, as soon as they play a lob to you, is you're going to turn your shoulders and you are going to start sidestepping back. And one of the things that happens here is that when you start sidestepping back, this is when you measure the depth of the lob, right? We don't instantly know what the depth is, and it takes us a sidestep or two to really know what that depth is going to be. And so right here, you might go, oh, you know what? I've gone too far back. Well, that's okay, because now you can come back in to play your overhead. The last thing you want is when the lob goes up, and I've seen this and I used to do it, is as soon as the lob goes up, is we freeze right here for a second, trying to get still so our eyes are still, and we're trying to right away kind of measure the depth of the lob. And now we go, oh boy. And that's where I've seen problems where, oh boy, this is a deeper lob than I thought, and you don't have good footwork on it, and something bad can happen. So what I like to do is just anticipate, assume it's going to be deep, and let's get those side steps going instantly. And now if we have to come back in, well, then you just get more momentum on your swing speed, and that's a good thing, right? So look, I'm going to make this short and sweet. I want you to get out there with a practice partner, right? And the first thing you're going to do is work on footwork, right? As soon as the lob goes up, you're going to start sidestepping as you're turning sideways and not literally backing up. And from here, okay, then maybe once you get and develop that habit, now you can start to get some swing freedom on your overhead. But look, this is crucial. This is really crucial. Obviously, the dangers of literally backing up are no bueno. All right, guys, hope this has been helpful. Look, speaking of getting some better footwork, I've got something here for you, and it's going to help you actually move on the court to where, in fact, let me take this back a little bit. One of the big things about court movement is being able to move in such a way that your head stays still, right? And the reason that's important is because now you can visually track the incoming ball. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to create the right spacing away from the point of contact. So for example, this one right here this is exactly the spatial distance I want away from contact on a forehand volley. How often do we see that where you don't get, look, the old thing is watch the ball, right? Well, if you're moving in such a way that your head is kind of bobbing up and down, you're not getting a clear look at the incoming ball. And so what happens too often is you don't clear away with your footwork, you don't get the right spatial distance away, and now this ball could kind of eat you up, right? Could be right at you. But if you move in such a way, and I got a drill that will help you do that, now what happens is you create the right spacing to the path of this ball for that forehand volley. Look, right down below, there's a link. This is something that you've probably never ever been taught before, something I do a couple of times a week in terms of really being able to move in such a way that your head stays still, your eyes stay still, and you visually track, that's right, watch the ball so much better that you get to have some footwork that you create that spatial distance away from the point of contact. Whether it's a forehand volley, whether it's an overhead, whether it's a ground stroke, whatever it is. Right down below, there's a link that will take you to a free video I've got for you. And yeah, there you go. Look, guys, any questions, any comments, any remarks on today's episode of this follow-up of What's the Right Shot? Let me know down below in the comments area. I'd love to read it and respond. And as always, yes, time for us all to get out there. Help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time.